Europe! Hey there, travel enthusiasts. Ready to pack your bags and explore the best Europe has to offer in 2025? We're diving into the top must-visit places in Europe. So beautiful, so romantic, so full of history and culture. From the best places to eat to the most Instagrammable spots, sit back, relax, and get ready to be transported to amazing destinations. First up, we're heading to the City of Lights, the City of Love. That's right, folks, we're talking about Paris. It's beautiful, it's romantic, and it's got that certain je ne sais quoi. No trip to Paris is complete without a visit to the Eiffel Tower. Trust me, the view from the top is worth it. Next up, we're heading to Italy, the land of pasta, pizza, and, well, more pasta. And where better to start our Italian adventure than in Rome, the Eternal City? It's crowded, chaotic, and everyone seems to be speaking Italian loudly. But trust me, you'll discover a city bursting with history, culture, and delicious food. No trip to Rome is complete without visiting the Colosseum. I'm just here for the pasta. Barcelona, Spain. It's the third best place to visit in all of Europe. I've never been, but I'm dying to go. Guillermo goes there every year and he won't shut up about it. First of all, let's talk about the food. Barcelona has more tapas restaurants than awards given out at the Oscars. We're talking patatas bravas, gambas al ajillo. Guillermo, how do you say I'm hungry in Spanish? Pause for Guillermo to answer. That's right. Yo quiero Taco Bell. But seriously, Barcelona is beautiful. The architecture is out of this world. Antoni Gaudi, what were you on when you designed this city? And where can I get some? Don't even get me started on the nightlife. Barcelona knows how to party. They've got everything from flamenco shows to rooftop bars with insane views. And the best part is, nobody goes to bed before 2 a.m. It's like they've never heard of a workday. Coming in at number 4, it's Amsterdam, land of tulips, windmills, and other things. Listen, we all know what Amsterdam is known for, but it's also a beautiful city with a lot to offer. For starters, the canals. Amsterdam has more canals than Venice, and they're way less crowded. Plus, you can smoke on the boats, just saying. But Amsterdam is more than just coffee shops and the red light district. It's also home to world-class museums like the Anne Frank House and the Van Gogh Museum. Although if you ask me, those waffles they sell on the street are works of art in themselves, and the people. Everyone in Amsterdam is so friendly and laid back. They're like the Canadians of Europe, except they wear clogs. Don't ask me why. Number 5 on our list is Santorini, Greece. This place is like something out of a postcard. Whitewashed buildings, blue-domed churches, crystal clear water. It's almost too perfect. Speaking of perfect, let's talk about the sunsets. They say the sunsets in Santorini are the best in the world. And by they, I mean me. I'm they in this scenario. But Santorini isn't just a pretty face. It's also got history. I'm talking ancient ruins, volcanic craters, and more wine than a Dionysus festival. And the food? Don't even get me started on the food. Fresh seafood, Greek salads, moussaka. It's enough to make you shout, "Opa!" Although after a few plates of that delicious food, you might be shouting something else. All right, listen up, you blokes and birds. We're heading to London, England, number 6 on our European adventure. Now, I know what you're thinking. Rainy, gloomy, and full of guys named Nigel. First off, you got to visit Buckingham Palace. And hey, if you're hungry, pop into a local pub for some fish and chips. They've got this giant Ferris wheel they call the London Eye. Guten Tag, everyone. We're off to Berlin, Germany, the 7th stop on our Euro trip. First things first, you've got to check out the Brandenburg Gate. No trip to Berlin is complete without a visit to the East Side Gallery. Head over to any street vendor and grab yourself a currywurst. And if you're feeling adventurous, try to get into Berghain. Next up, we're headed to Prague, Czech Republic, number 8 on our European escapade. Prague is a hidden gem. The entire city centre is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's so beautiful, even UNESCO had to give it a thumbs up. You'll feel like you've stepped straight into a fairy tale. Cobblestone streets, colourful buildings, and a giant astronomical clock. Time your visit to see the astronomical clock do its thing. When in Prague, you've got to try the turtleneck. Welcome to Vienna, folks, the city of music, waltzes, and enough pastries to make your dentist retire early. We're talking about a place where even the pigeons hum Mozart. First things first, you got to check out the classical music scene. I'm talking orchestras so good they could make a cat funeral sound epic. And speaking of epic, the coffee houses here, forget about it. They're like museums, but with more caffeine and tiny spoons. Now, I know what you're thinking, Jimmy, this all sounds very fancy, and you'd be right. Vienna's got class oozing out of its cobblestone streets, but don't worry, you don't need to wear a monocle and top hat to fit in, unless you want to, of course. I'm not judging, just make sure you pack your stretchy pants. Because between the strudels, the sachertorte, and the apple strudel, did I mention the strudel? You're gonna need 'em. Vienna, come for the culture, stay for the carbs. Next up, we're jetting off to Dubrovnik, Croatia, a place so beautiful they used it as a filming location for Game of Thrones. We're talking sparkling Adriatic waters, terracotta rooftops, and enough history to make a textbook blush. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jimmy, I've seen enough medieval walls to last a lifetime. First of all, you can actually walk on them. That's right, walk. We're talking jaw-dropping, Instagram-worthy vistas that'll make your friends back home green with envy. Hold on to your bagpipes, folks, because we're heading north to Edinburgh, Scotland, the land of kilts, castles, and enough whiskey to sink a battleship. We're talking about a city that's both ruggedly beautiful and surprisingly hip. First up, you got to visit Edinburgh Castle, perched atop an extinct volcano like it's no big deal. We're talking centuries of history, stunning views, and maybe even a ghost or two. Hey, they say every castle has a ghost, right? Now I know what you're thinking. Jimmy, I don't have the stomach for bagpipes all day long. And you know what? I hear you. But don't worry, Edinburgh's got something for everyone. From its world-class museums to its quirky pubs, you're sure to find something to tickle your fancy. Just be prepared for some interesting culinary experiences. I'm talking haggis, neeps, and tatties, and yes, even deep-fried Mars bars. Hey, when in Rome, or should I say Edinburgh, just make sure you pack your antacids. Lisbon, Portugal's capital, home to more hills than a San Francisco spin class and more charm than George Clooney in a gondola. This city's got it all, folks. We're talking cobblestone streets that'll make your Instagram followers weep with envy, colourful buildings that look like they were designed by a 5-year-old with a box of crayons in a good way, and those iconic yellow trams that just scream, "Hey, look at me, I'm adorable and European." And let's not forget the food. I'm talking about those little custard tarts they call pastéis de nata. I don't know what they put in those things, but I'm pretty sure they're addictive. Seriously, after one bite, you'll be looking for real estate in Lisbon. So pack your walking shoes, your appetite, and your most elastic pants, because Lisbon's a city that will steal a pizza, your heart, and then serve you a delicious seafood dinner. All right, folks, bundle up because we're headed north, way north to Reykjavik, Iceland. It's the land of fire and ice where the scenery is breathtaking and the prices will take your breath away and your wallet. But hey, at least it's not boring. Where else can you swim in a geothermal spa at midnight while watching the northern lights dance across the sky? Actually, don't answer that. I'm sure there are other places, but none as cool as Iceland. And speaking of cool, the people in Reykjavik are incredibly friendly, and they all seem to speak perfect English, probably because they spend their long winters watching Netflix just like the rest of us. So yeah, Reykjavik might be a little pricey, but trust me, it's worth every krona. Just make sure to pack your swimsuit, your parka, and a spare credit card. Hold on to your hats, kids, because we're about to dive into Budapest, Hungary, a city so beautiful it makes you want to break out in a spontaneous waltz. Or maybe that's just the paprika talking. Budapest is a city of two halves, Buda and Pest, separated by the majestic Danube River. One side's got castles and history oozing out of every cobblestone, the other's got ruin bars where you can party in a building that looks like it barely survived a pub crawl. And speaking of bars, let's talk about the Hungarian drink of choice, Palinka. It's a fruit brandy that's stronger than a bear hug from your grandma. One sip and you'll be speaking Hungarian, or at least you'll think you are. So if you're looking for a city that's got it all, from stunning architecture to wild nightlife, Budapest is the place for you. Just don't blame me if you wake up with a hangover and a newfound love for paprika. All right, folks, buckle up. We're heading to Venice. Italy, a city so romantic, even I might start speaking Italian. Or at least using hand gestures like, I understand it, Venice is famous for its canals, which, let's be honest, are just streets that haven't been paved over yet. But hey, they've got gondolas. Imagine yourself gliding down a canal with your sweetheart, a singing gondolier serenading you, and then you realize you left your wallet at that overpriced cafe selling spritz. Speaking of overpriced, Venice is known for its luxury shopping. Gucci, Prada, Armani, you name it, they've got it. But hey, if you're going to go broke, you might as well do it in style, right? Just try not to fall into a canal while taking a selfie. It's not as romantic as it sounds, trust me. And with that, let's enjoy some stunning visuals of Venice. Next up, we're off to Zurich, Switzerland, a city so clean you could practically eat off the sidewalks. Don't actually do that, though. People might look at you funny. Zurich is known for its stunning natural beauty, situated on a picturesque lake surrounded by the Swiss Alps. It's like something out of a postcard or a really expensive chocolate box. Speaking of chocolate, you can't go to Switzerland without indulging in some of the finest chocolate in the world. And while you're at it, why not pick up a fancy watch? Zurich is practically synonymous with luxury watches. They're so precise, they can probably tell time in nanoseconds. Just don't ask me to explain what a nanosecond is. So, yeah, Zurich's got it all. Stunning scenery, delicious chocolate, and watches that cost more than your car. What's not to love? Get ready to say Copenhagen, everyone, because we're heading to Denmark. It's the happiest country in the world, apparently. They must be giving out free Legos or something. Copenhagen is famous for its hygge lifestyle, which basically means being cozy and content. Think fuzzy socks, warm drinks and good company. And probably some really good pastries too, because this is Denmark after all. The city is also incredibly bike-friendly, with more bikes than cars. So if you're looking to get some exercise while exploring, Copenhagen is the place to be. Just watch out for those bike lanes, they're serious about them here. Oh, and don't forget to visit the Little Mermaid statue. It's smaller than you might expect, but hey, it's iconic, just like this YouTube channel. Okay, maybe not yet, but we're getting there. All right, next up, Stockholm, Sweden. Great taste in furniture and assemble-it-yourself meatballs. Built on islands, connected by bridges. Rent a gondola if you want to feel fancy. Wander around Gamla Stan, the old town. Check out the Vasa Museum, a giant warship that sank. At least they salvaged something good, a museum. Florence, Italy, number 19 on our list and home to more masterpieces than your grandma's refrigerator. We are talking Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Botticelli. These guys were the Renaissance rock stars and Florence was their stage. This city is lousy with art, architecture and history. You can't swing a gondola, wait, wrong Italian city. You can't throw a paintbrush in Florence without hitting something amazing. Speaking of amazing, the Duomo. Oh man, this cathedral is a sight to behold. That dome, engineering marvel. Took them like 100 years to build it. That's like the entire run of Keeping Up with the Kardashians and twice as dramatic. And listen, no trip to Florence is complete without stuffing your face with pasta and gelato. Trust me, I'm an expert on stuffing my face. Just ask my tailor. Coming in at number 20, it's Brussels, Belgium, the land of waffles, chocolate, and a statue that pees in a fountain. Only in Europe, folks. Seriously, though, Brussels is a charming city with a lot to offer. The Grand Place, their main square, is like a UNESCO World Heritage Site exploded. It's beautiful, but maybe stand back when they light the fireworks. Now, let's talk about the important stuff. Waffles. Belgian waffles are like the Beyoncé of breakfast foods. They're fluffy, they're delicious, and they come with a whole bunch of toppings. Whipped cream, fruit, chocolate sauce. Don't be shy, pile it on. And speaking of chocolate, Brussels is a chocoholic's dream. They take their chocolate seriously here. Forget those waxy chocolate bunnies you get at the grocery store. We're talking artisan-crafted, melt-in-your-mouth masterpieces. Hey there, history buffs and mythology nerds. It's your boy Jimmy K, back with another amazing European destination. Strap on your sandals, grab your togas, because we're heading to Athens, Greece. This place is like a time machine, folks. I'm talking about the Acropolis, baby. This hilltop citadel is home to some of the most iconic ruins in the world. From delicious food to lively markets and rooftop bars with killer views, Athens is a city that truly has something for everyone. Next up on our European adventure, we're trading in our togas for swim trunks. Bonjour to Nice, France. The real star here is the coastline. Crystal clear blue waters, pristine beaches, and enough sunshine to make even the palest Californian jealous. It's also got a vibrant culture, charming old town, and enough delicious food to satisfy even the pickiest eater. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading to a country known for its generous pours. That's right, we're talking about Portugal, and specifically the charming city of Porto. Porto is all about delicious, affordable wine with stunning river views. But Porto isn't just about the port wine, folks. It's also got a fascinating history and stunning architecture. Hop on a river cruise and soak up those breathtaking views. Just try not to fall overboard after one too many glasses of port. Guten Tag and welcome to Munich, Germany. This city knows how to party with giant steins at their famous beer gardens. These beer gardens are legendary. It's also got a ton of history. So grab your lederhosen and get ready to experience Munich. Next up, we're heading north to Oslo, Norway. Get ready for some stunning natural beauty because Oslo is basically a postcard come to life. We're talking majestic fjords, those icy fingers of water carving their way through towering cliffs. It's like Mother Nature decided to one-up herself. And speaking of impressive feats, Oslo is also home to some seriously cool modern architecture. Sleek lines, innovative designs, it's like they took a page out of a futuristic design magazine. But don't worry, they didn't forget about their history. Oslo's got Viking ships, museums, and a whole lot of Scandinavian charm. So pack your parka and your sense of adventure because Oslo is a city that will take your breath away. Just try not to spend all your time gazing in awe at the fjords, okay? There's plenty more to see and do here. Hola from Madrid, Spain. Get ready for some serious art appreciation because Madrid is home to some of the most famous museums in the world. The Prado? Check. The Reina Sofia? Check. It's like walking through an art history textbook, but way more fun. But hold on, it's not all museums and masterpieces here. Madrid is also a city that knows how to live it up. We're talking lively plazas, delicious tapas, and enough energy to power a small country. And don't even get me started on the siesta. Taking a nap in the middle of the day? Sign me up. So grab your walking shoes, your appetite, and your most comfortable pair of siesta pants because you're going to need them. And get ready to experience the magic of Madrid. It's a city that truly has it all. All right, folks, buckle up because we're heading north to Helsinki, Finland, a city so cool they have to pipe in the heat. Just kidding. It's actually quite lovely, especially in the summer. Helsinki is known for its unique design, kind of like IKEA, but on a city-wide scale, you'll find sleek architecture, stylish cafes, and more minimalist furniture than you can shake a herring at. And don't let the urban vibe fool you. Helsinki is surrounded by stunning natural beauty. Think pristine forests, sparkling lakes, and even the occasional reindeer sighting. Don't worry, they're used to tourists, and maybe even a selfie or two. So pack your best wool socks and your adventurous spirit because Helsinki is a city that will surprise you with its charm, its beauty, and maybe even a sauna or two. Don't worry, what happens in the sauna stays in the sauna. Get ready to yodel your heart out, folks, because we're headed to Salzburg, Austria, the birthplace of Mozart and home to more musical history than a karaoke bar after last call. Salzburg is like stepping into a fairy tale, with its charming old town, stunning Baroque architecture, and enough castles to make Disney jealous. Just try not to get lost in a musical montage. It happens to the best of us. And speaking of fairy tales, you can't forget about the sound of music. Yes, that iconic movie was filmed right here. You can practically hear Julie Andrews belting out Do Re Mi on every street corner. So pack your lederhosen, practice your best Austrian accent, and get ready to experience the magic of Salzburg, a city that will leave you humming a happy tune long after you've left. At number 29, we find ourselves in Tallinn, Estonia. Tallinn is like that friend who's super into medieval history. The old town is like walking onto a movie set, complete with cobblestone streets and pointy towers. But Tallinn isn't stuck in the past. They've got all the modern amenities you could want. Rounding out our list at number 30 is Krakow, Poland. Now, I know what you're thinking. Krakow, isn't that where they filmed Schindler's List? And yeah, it's got a heavy history, no doubt, but Krakow is also a city that knows how to have a good time. And speaking of satisfying your hunger, let's not forget about the vodka. In Krakow, they take their vodka very, very seriously. Just be sure to pace yourself with the vodka shots. And there you have it, folks. The top 30 places you absolutely must visit in Europe in 2025. From the Eiffel Tower to the Canals of Venice, from the vodka shots of Krakow to the, well, whatever they drink in Tallinn, Europe has something for everyone. So what are you waiting for? Start planning your trip now and make some unforgettable memories. Just promise me you'll take a shot of vodka in Krakow for me, okay? And maybe lay off the pierogies. Those things are dangerous. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more travel tips and guides. And remember, as I always say, travel is the only thing you buy that makes you richer. Unless you're buying souvenirs, then you're just broke in a different country. Safe travel.